Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I am back, and it is time to do another AlphaStar replay cast. It's time for the usual, do a couple of the matches in one video. And for the first one today, we are on the map New Repugnancy. In the bottom left, taking on AlphaStar, it is a master of Starcraft. It is a red Terran player. Now, taking on humanity, I guess, it's AlphaStar. AlphaStar playing Protoss, which is always good to see. I do enjoy watching the AI play Protoss. Really just enjoy watching the AI at no matter what. And apparently you guys do enjoy watching the AI too, as you guys continuously blow the like button up. So let's try and hit 59 likes on this video. That would be actually awesome. That's a pretty high goal for this channel, guys. Now, what I was thinking about there as I was saying that was that as I still want to try and see if I can get in contact with the Deep Mind guys and see if they'll answer some of like the most asked questions on the channel. So if you do have any questions about how AlphaStar works, go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. Like a certain like scenario that you've seen AlphaStar in, a certain I guess certain scenario, a certain quirk that the AI has, how it deals with things, how they went about developing a certain part of it. Let me know what you think about that, and or any questions that you have, and I'm gonna see if they'll answer a few of them. And yeah. Anyway, we have got ourselves a Cyber Core on the way, and a Nexus for AlphaStar, so normal opening. Normal opening for the human player too, however, actually the human player locks in the probe of AlphaStar, so gets a confirmed kill on that, which is rather nice, I'll say. Not having to worry about that probe out on the map, and then gets his factory popping on out. So nice to have that going for him. We'll see if the human player is going to throw up a bunker at his natural, as there is that Adept on the way, and of course Adept can show up and can pressure you a little bit. But of course it's not like the super quick Adept rush, so the Terran player doesn't have to worry too much about this. And I'm getting a lot of confidence from this Masters player, so we'll see how he's going to do. First step is to keep his Reaper alive, get a scout off on the tech of AlphaStar. He's already got the scout off. Anything else at this point really is just gravy after identifying that Stargate. AlphaStar microing its Adept, trying to make sure that doesn't lose too much, but oh, there's another dead probe. There is 2 Adepts on the high ground, so the Reaper does not escape there. It does go down. So good job by AlphaStar ensuring that kill. You get the Reaper kill for say 1 probe. It's yeah, that's fine generally. Now we take a look. The Masters player, he's making his Marines behind this. He's got a Widow Mine about to come out next. However, there is going to be 2 Adepts crossing the map, which can definitely give him a bit of grief. I mean, 2 Adepts beats 3 Marines any day of the week, so this Widow Mine is going to need to be used. And there's the Adept shading. The wall gets raised. The Widow Mine is about to pop out. We'll see if that burrows right away and can potentially hit these Adepts. That would be absolutely huge. AlphaStar, though, does back away, but the Marines are going to be a nuisance, knowing that they have that mine as a safe zone. We'll see if the Masters player is going to get messed up by this too much. Just dealing with this much early pressure can really mess with your macro, but so far, the Masters player seems to be doing fine, keeping constant production. Gonna need to start a supply depot soon if we keep an eye on that. However, he just lost 2 Marines for 2 Adepts, so actually a really great trade for him. The Oracle coming on in, though, is not a great trade. This is going to be guaranteed dead SCVs, 4 SCVs going down so far. Going to be more getting added onto that, and this is reaching the point which it is critical damage to the Terran player. Yeah, the Oracle, oh my, getting a whopping 7 kills. A Viking's out, going to deal some damage to the Oracle, might even get the kill, which would be compensation a little bit, and he does get that, so that's good for him. But this is not a great spot for the Terran player. That was too many workers to lose. 7 to an Oracle is not great. He did at least get the Oracle and the Adepts as compensation, but these days it's not often that you see a Protoss Oracle get 7 SCV kills, as the Terrans have just got so much better at defending them overall. Of course, the Oracle's also been tweaked over the years. We are going to see now, though, the Terran player feels that he took too much damage, so he's going to put some pressure on AlphaStar. move forward with his Viking, bring his Marines, but the problem is there is going to be 2 shield batteries here for the AI, and I don't think there's going to be enough damage output for the Masters player to get much done. The Adepts are being pulled away from the natural base as the Vikings harassing a little bit, and the Marines are actually just going to waltz on up into the main base, but it is a full wall for AlphaStar pretty much, so the Marines have to go the long way around. They're now going to try and target down the probes. Looks like they will get a few, so a nice little bit of damage, but not much more, as everything is going to be getting cleaned on up. And so that was what? That was like, I think that was like six probes, yeah, because the Reaper killed 2, so that wasn't actually too bad. However, if we do take a look, the Terran player still is in a rather rough spot based on the fact that he's only got 32 workers. He does have this extra command center finished up, so he can start that into an orbital, which will help him out, seeing as how AlphaStar has got a later Nexus than usual. I'm a little bit concerned, though. The Masters player is going to be playing mech, which is never an easy style to make work. Phoenix coming in, going to whittle down his SCV count even further. Adepts are going to shade into the main base. They're going to completely make it in there. And oh, this is not good at all. Looks like Widowmine and an auto turret, though, will be used to clean up the Adepts, which is good. SCV is going to run to that auto turret. But man, we do need to see some turrets or something go up, as the Phoenix count is continuing to rise for AlphaStar. And yeah, mech does not have the best anti-air options. Cyclones, they're alright, but not amazing, anything like that. The Widowmines definitely are helpful for the Masters player, may get a connection on these Phoenix, we shall see. AlphaStar, though, does pull away. This one Viking is out, but could be about to have a bad time. Auto turret gets thrown down to try and save it, but it looks like the Raven does actually stay alive, so that's a nice job. He even gets a Phoenix. Gets even a second Phoenix, which is really, really nice for the Masters player. So AlphaStar being a little bit careless with these units, but oh, the Raven, it's flying so far forward, it was teasing AlphaStar, and it cost its life. I mean, it does ensure another Phoenix killer too, which is good. The Masters player actually killing off 5 Phoenix, which is no small amount. But the problem I have right now is the fact that SCV production during this has not been constant, and of course he has taken losses, so he's still only on 40 SCVs. His third base is floating over, which is good for him, but look at this. AlphaStar happily making lots more Phoenix. Gonna start adding Colossus into its composition with extended thermal lance finished, and it's gonna be that Phoenix Colossus style. And then the 4th Nexus is on the way. I'm rather concerned right now. This is not gonna be an easy comeback for the Masters player, and he just doesn't have the option to get too much done based on the fact that he's playing mech. He's going to need to build up siege tanks probably before he can really go for a serious push, as Cyclones and Marines will just be dispatched by the Phoenix and Colossus. Now let's take a look. We do see that Magfield Accelerator is on the way for the Masters player. That can help him out in situations, but look at this. Phoenix coming in, they're just going to lift up more SCVs. Where's the Terran army? The answer is crossing the map. But I don't know what it's going to get done across the map. I get the feeling that the Phoenix will just come back and lift everything up. The Cyclones are going to move on in. If they can get a lock on this Colossus, they potentially can kill it off. Looks like the Colossus will go down. The Marines are slowly streaming in to help out, but just the handful of Protoss units here should be enough to clean this up. And there we go. Phoenix is going to come in, ensure that all these units get killed off. And the Masters player's mech army gets reset. And that's not what you want when you're playing mech. If your army gets reset, it just takes years to rebuild. We see the Masters player, he's only on 46 workers. He's just throwing up his 4th and 5th factory now. And look at all these Phoenix that are still going to have so much more utility. Missile turret at the 3rd base not finished up, so that can't even be mined from safely. And look at this. Yeah, the Phoenix just going to get even more and more SCV kills. AlphaStar definitely getting the mileage out of this mass Phoenix composition. That turret does get finished up. That SCV finishes that there. But look at this. AlphaStar now going to start pushing on in. We'll see if the Masters player can hold on, but I do not have high hopes. Phoenix going to lift up these Cyclones, which simply don't pay for themselves. They just aren't enough of a backbone for the Terran army. And in comes the Protoss player, lifting up the Widowmines. Phoenix gonna lift up everything else. SCVs are pulled into the Immortal and Stalkers, and at the very least, this will be huge losses for the Masters player if he does not die. But there we go, there's a Colossus. That's gonna be bad news for the SCVs, and GG gets called as AlphaStar dispatches the Masters player. Okay, so that Terran player showed us why, well, for starters, it's hard to beat AlphaStar, and second of all, that mech is not the best strategy. That's at least in my opinion. I've always gone by the thought against Protoss that if you're a Terran player and you can beat the Protoss with mech, then you're probably skilled enough to beat the Protoss player with bio, and you'll have an easier time with the bio too. As mech is not a consistent style, I find, against Protoss at all, and yeah, it just doesn't work. And yeah, anyone who can prove me different, let me know. Let me know anyway. But yeah, let's take a look. Hatchery is on the way now for the Masters player, the Masters Zerg, who's taken on AlphaStar in a good old TVZ. AlphaStar's TVZ has, for the most part, been pretty normal. Banshee harassment, things like that. And then it'll go into like Mass Marine Siege Tank doing its usual thing, which it has the odd amount of Marines. Then it has, then it's just got the Siege Tank backbone to fall on, which we usually see. The AI, or the more advanced versions of the AI anyway, never really got into using the Mutalisk, never really got into... what other styles of Zerg doesn't it usually play? For the most part, I'd say the most distinct one is actually like using Mutalisks, and we don't really see Infestors out of it either. But yeah, let's take a look at what we'll see from AlphaStar in this game, and I totally got my wires crossed there. AlphaStar's the Terran, of course. I don't know why I ended up talking about AlphaStar not making mutas, because obviously it's not going to make mutas this game, as it's the Terran. And let's just take a look. The Reaper's on the way. All that good stuff. Should be the factory on the way coming up after that. Normal opening. AlphaStar didn't SCV scout this game, so of course it's got to make the safety marine. That's the general rule of thumb. If you do want to play, depending on how you're going to open TVZ scouting, because if you don't SCV scout, you don't know if there's lings out on the map, and if you don't know if lings are out on the map, it means you need a marine to help defend in case you gotta pull SCVs. Reaper's moving in for AlphaStar, gonna try and nab a drone. Does it get it? Does it get it? Not quite. Good save by the Masters player. Just waiting for that queen to pop out. A grenade gets tossed down though. AlphaStar really wants to get that drone, but shall not. Now, on the map New Repugnancy, you gotta be careful as far as your positioning goes, because there's always a chance the Reaper can just jump back up this cliff, snipe the drone, and then get on out, as opposed to having to come at the front like Terrans do on other maps. So gotta be careful as a Zerg with that. Make sure the drone's in a safe spot. However, the droney boy slowly regaining HP. We'll see if he makes it to full HP by the end of this video, or if he shall perish before then. Now let's take a look. Hellions are on the way for AlphaStar, so that kind of standard TVZ opening. AlphaStar doesn't usually play it super duper greedy, so it's not like we're gonna see it throw down a third CC just yet. But that could very well be down the line. And then, of course, Metabolic Boost is on the way. There is, yeah, just the usual Zerg stuff. There's the Roach Warren, actually going up rather early. Now, that is an early Roach Warren. Most Zerg Roach Warrens, for safety purposes, are around the 40 drone mark. This is around the 32, so we could very well be seeing a big attack from the Masters player. AlphaStar is going to want to scout that and maybe prepare for a Roach attack, which is not an easy thing to hold, if that's what this Masters player is cooking up. And let's take a look. There is Stimpack on the way. Liberator on the way for AlphaStar, so going to be doing its usual harassment stuff. But if the timing attack is early enough that it hits before AlphaStar's sort of harassment kicks in, the AI could just die. And look at this, a lot of roaches on the way for the Masters player. He's actually got himself a little bit supply blocked, but after that I imagine it's going to be more and more roaches on the way. AlphaStar's Hellions are going to be moving in. I imagine they'll be pretty surprised to see roaches out already. And oh, there's a third CC on the way for AlphaStar. That ain't good, as the third CC is definitely gonna not help with the defense. And look at this, yeah, the roaches have been made. There's the Ling follow-up. The roaches will help deal with the Hellions. There'll be that muscle needed for the push. And then just a ton of Lings flood on in. And that's what we're going to be looking at. The Masters player going for a big all-in. He gets himself supply blocked again, though. So he's going to want to prevent that from happening. He fires up 3 Overlords. AlphaStar is going to be facing this attack. There is no bunker for the AI. There is not much. There is a siege tank on the way just now, but I am quite concerned. Supply depot going up, so the wall's getting a little bit more of an addition, but it's still not solid enough to stop all those lings coming in. There's the roaches. AlphaStar is kind of running about, toying with the Masters player, pulling his units around, but the Ravagers are coming now. The Ravagers will help Corrosive Ball down high-value targets, and I cannot put enough emphasis on what happens to this siege tank. AlphaStar decides to place the siege tank on the high ground behind this wall, maybe planning on abandoning this location, but man, this is going to be a hard one for AlphaStar to hold. And we have seen the AI do a lot of Roach Ravager all in, so it's kind of karma that the AI is getting cheesed like this. And while we've seen a lot of amazing holds from AlphaStar, I'm not sure that this is going to be one of them. This is a very, very strong timing attack. Hellions are on the other side of the map, but it does not matter what they get done if you are just dead at home. Corrosive Bow's going down. The wall has fallen. SCVs are engaging roaches, which is not a good thing. A tank popped out for AlphaStar. However, it's going to get pounced on by the roaches and Ravagers right away. And AlphaStar has already started the process of floating its buildings, so it looked like the Masters player has successfully cheesed out Alpha Terran. Well done indeed, the AI. Just not prepared for this all-in. Didn't go Banshees, so it didn't have those to help out. Didn't have a wall, didn't have tanks out early enough. Had the 1 tank, but not enough. And so, yes, AlphaStar is a dead nerd as we see the buildings floating. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure to hit that like button if you haven't already. Go ahead, slap that subscribe button if you watch a lot of these videos, but you aren't subscribed, or if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. We're trying to hit 10,000 subs by the end of the year, which is our goal. And, of course, oh my gosh, AlphaStar, look at this, SCV's attacking. SCV's in a medivac attacking. Yeah, join the Discord. Join the Discord. Consider becoming a member if you do want to get various perks. Will the SCVs kill the queens? Yes, they do. AlphaStar with the queen snipe. AlphaStar SCV queen snipe. There we go. We got the title of this video. And anyone who's watched this won't know what I'm talking about till the very end. And the AI finally taps out. GG.